So this rich guy invited me around for dinner and sucked on my finger. Am I the asshole for not letting him screw and eat my wife? Hear me out, there's this reclusive rich guy who leads a double life at night and is revered by others. He also likes capes. Nosferatu, man? No, not really. But seriously, at least Dracula is sexy. This guy looks like a thumb. Count Orlok might be the only guy who is super rich who struggles to find a much younger girlfriend. Nosferatu is what, a chill, happy guy who's just smiling and laughing. Probably too much for a silent movie, definitely too much for a horror movie. And he's got to go to Transylvania because the mysterious, reclusive Count Orlok wants somebody to sell him a house in... Where the hell are they living in this? Wisborg? Yeah, so he travels up there. All of the villagers look terrified when he says he's going to the castle, and they won't go near it, they won't take him near it, they drop him off at the bottom of the hill, tell him to walk up, couldn't be anything wrong. So he goes up there, Count Orlok is rude, looks like Gollum in a different tax bracket, he sucks his finger and he bleeds at dinner, and then he says like, oh, let's stay up all night, chill with me, like a slumber party, and then he wakes up in the morning with 2 bite marks on his neck, after the guy was sucking his finger at dinner and goes, must be mosquitoes. In Transylvania? So nothing strange going on here. He literally shows Count Orlok a picture of his wife, and the dude goes, she has a very beautiful neck, and hands it back to him. But that's regular. But then he finds the dude chilling in a coffin and decides maybe it's time to go home. Unfortunately, Count Orlok, though he may have eyebrows thicker than your dad's beer belly, he's still missed to steal your girl, and she's already dreaming about him before she even meets him. Nosferatu is kind of like the Cockroach of the film world. It stole Dracula's entire plot, was ordered to be destroyed by the courts entirely after being sued by Bram Stoker's family, and then somehow survived, was revered, and basically was responsible for the creation of the film genre of horror. That's one chat-ass cockroach. Like, does it hold up, though? It's a silent movie. Of course it doesn't hold up. But it is... I find myself, and this isn't the first time I've seen it, I find myself again thinking as I'm watching it through again, it's still impressive to me how much they were able to do at the time. We are talking over 100 years since they made this. I think there are moments in this that seem comical that are meant to be. There are moments in this that seem comical that aren't meant to be. But the design of Count Orlok is terrifying. The scene where he finds him standing in the hallway, it still gives me the actual heebie-jeebies. Like, it is freaky. It's not overly scary throughout nowadays to watch back, but it is very impressive. I think it's probably too long. It sounds weird to say, it's only about 90 minutes, but for a silent movie, and for the amount of plot they kind of needed to get through, I felt like it was quite slow, kind of, from about the 40-minute mark until kind of near the end. Like, it really slows down in the second half, and there was no reason to overly. It felt like they'd shown the part where you were like, oh yeah, this is Nosferatu. And then you forget that there's a whole 40 minutes in there before, like, the actual finale bit, and you're like, oh. Nosferatu is a relic. You know, it is glorious, strange, impressive, undoubtedly aged. It is interesting that we're seeing a time now where some things actually do kind of need a remake. It's fair enough after 102 years to do a remake of this. Though I think there's been ones in the interim. Anyway, it's an incredibly impressive thing. You've seen it somewhere before, but the story never gets old because it's so impressive. And yet, it's not that necessary to go back and watch this one. If you've never seen it, if you're not a big fan of silent movies, you're probably going to find it a little bit dull. But he did make everyone think there was a plague 100 years before it was cool. So there's that. I'm giving Fangs for the Memories 2.5 stars. I mean, you know it's significant because even I've only seen like a single-digit number of silent movies, probably. And I've watched this one twice. So you know it's got to be important for what it is. How many silent movies have you seen? Probably not enough. Subscribe for more hard truths.